What's up, YouTube? This is the 82 and 0 podcast. Continuing on, today we're going to talk about one of the first scandals in NBA history. The first player, and although I should mention the first of three, uh, three of them were banned at the same time. But Ralph Beard was the first one to actually be banned. Now, who was Ralph Beard? Ralph Beard was born December 2nd, 1927, and he grew up in Kentucky, in rural Kentucky during the Great Depression, in a town called Hardinsburg. And he was very poor growing up. And this is part of the reason why he claimed later he would take money from gambling and point shaving, because he was just looking to make money to survive. So his father deserted the family when he was a kid, leaving his mom to raise them on their own. And he had a pretty good high school career. He went to Louisville Male High School. But going into college is where he stands out. He was a member of the Fab Five, as they were known, at the University of Kentucky. This basketball team with Alex Groza, Wallace Jones, Cliff Barker, Kenny Rollins. Beard won a gold medal in the 1948 Summer Olympics, too, with the Fabulous Five and the Philadelphia 66ers, which was kind of like a G League team at the time. They win two NCAA titles, 1948 and 1949. And he's a three-time consensus first-team All-American from 1947 to 1949. So he has one of the greatest collegiate careers at this point. He declares for the draft, and he would be taken by a team that not very many people know today, the Indianapolis Olympians. Not to be confused with the Indiana Pacers or anything. This is a team that has folded. They're no longer around. And I'll get into that in a minute. So he gets drafted to the Indianapolis Olympians, and he puts up 14.9 points per game, 3.9 assists per game. They didn't keep track of rebounds his first year. But he's an all-star his second year. And he puts up 16.8 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 4.8 assists per game. And, things are looking on the upside for his career. He's 23 years old. The NBA is starting to get bigger. It's starting to expand a little bit. They just merged with the BAA. But then the scandal breaks out. So when he was in college, although he claims he never point shaved, he claims he took money. But, it's kind of hard to prove if he did or didn't, when it's pretty much been proven that he did point shave, but he never admitted to it. But anyways, so he claims he took, I think it was $700 to throw a game. And when the NBA found out about this, the players' punishment, and by players I mean Ralph Beard and two of his teammates from the University of Kentucky, they ended up banning him for life. And he tried after this to get, a career in the ABA later on. But, he was too old at this point. And he worked in the pharmaceutical industry. He was a scout for the Kentucky Colonels of the ABA, I should mention. He tried playing professional baseball, but his ban for gambling prevented him from that sport as well, which we all know baseball had some pretty ugly scandals too during that time. Later in his life, the University of Kentucky welcomed Beard back. The school retired his jersey in 1995, and invited him to speak to players about point shaving. So in October 1951, authorities charged him along with his former teammates Alex Groza and Dale Barnsdale with taking bribes as part of the 1951 NCAA point shaving scandal. They pleaded guilty and received suspended sentences, but the NBA commissioner Maurice Poltinoff banned all three for life from the NBA. Beard admitted that he took 700, but denied that he had shaved points in the game, which, like I said earlier, you can't really prove he did, or you can't really, officially prove he did. If he's never going to admit it, okay, fine. He claimed that Frank Hogan, the New York district attorney, conspired with Poltinoff of the NBA and the Cardinals' Francis Spellman, the Archbishop of New York, to go after Midwestern players in an effort to protect the players of the Catholic colleges, which, I don't really buy. The NBA at the time, you got to think about, they're trying to build a brand. This is brand new. This is a brand new league at this point. They don't want these scandals in there because this is going to hurt their attendance. So it's kind of sad because it's a what-if story because, I mentioned he played for the Indianapolis Olympians. This team, I think, folded because I don't know if this is the sole factor of why the team folded, but you got to look at, let's put this in a modern lens, right? What if, let's say, the Indiana Pacers today, right? I'll just use them as an example. What if three of their players on their team were caught cheating, and the fans of this area, let's say the fans that regularly attend home games, just outwardly decide, hey, we're not going to go to their games anymore. We're not going to support them for that. And they fold. That's what it was like. And in the early 1950s, the NBA, they were just trying to start out and expand. They were just starting. So it's unfortunate how he ruined his life like this, But I understand where he's coming from, too. I understand what it's like to be, young. You don't have the money you need. And I'm sure I don't know what he's going through when you're trying to get through college and pay for everything. I'm not saying what he did is okay, and I'm not making excuses, but I can see why, poor kids, fall into these traps. And, he's not the first, and he was definitely not the last. And it's sad. He probably would have been a Hall of Famer just based on the projection that he was going towards. They revolutionized college ball at the time with their fast break offense. So that's the Ralph Beard story. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 79. He was found dead in his home November 29th, 2007. He died in his sleep. And his jersey is hanging in the rafters in the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky for the Kentucky State. So that's Ralph Beard. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thanks for watching.